I welcome all the participants in our today's seminar. The seminar series is a part of DAS event calendar and is carried out on every Thursday at 2 p.m. Today, the topic of our seminar is medicinal and ameliorative uses of aloe vera. And it is being presented by Dr. Mohammad Zishan Ahmed, Assistant Professor, Department of Veterinary Pathology. I hope this scientific talk will provide an opportunity to get in-depth knowledge on the topic. After the presentation, there will be question and answer session. And now over to Dr. Zishan, please. Hello. Dr. Zishan, can you hear me? Hello.
Hello. Okay, let's start our today's proceeding, and my topic of discussion is basically the very important one as far as its medicinal and the therapeutic uses and the ameliorative uses. A plant, and we call it as a wonder plant, and it is found everywhere all around the world, that is called as aloe vera, and botanically we call it as Aloe Vera barbadensis. Let's start our today's proceeding. The name aloe vera derives from the Arabic word aloe. It's mean the shining bitter substance, while vera, that is a separate word, in Latin means it is a true. So it means that it's a shiny bitter type of plant, which is basically a succulent. Succulent types of plants it is just like a cactus-like plant that grows in hot and dry climates. And if we talk about the properties as far as their family is concerned and its distribution is concerned, so mainly belongs to the family Liliaceae, and it is commonly called as the Quargandal, which is mainly in the Indo-Pak situation, we call it as a Quargandal. Then there is a Gritti Kumari and Gekwar and Katazari or Kumari. These are their vernacular name, which is more popular than other than the Aloe Vera barbadensis. So aloe vera is a plant which is almost height up to basically the 60 to 100 centimeter, containing a very short stem or stemless long leaves. So already discussed it that it is just a very minute anatomy, and I will describe the anatomy and the plant constituents and later in the upcoming slides. So in Pakistan, definitely all are well aware about the name. We call it as a Quargandal, and in India, that is the Gritti Kumari or the Ghikvorand, and also the part of the India, the Tamil Nadu, that is also called as Kumari. Basically, the main theme of this seminar is to introduce everyone, basically the students and as well as some legendary teachers which are attending this very minute seminar. So basically theme of that particular thing to ensure the importance of the indigenous plants. There are so many indigenous plants that are present in Pakistan or India or in our territory, which is having the medicinal importance. And already some of the work is going to in the form of taking the extract or in the form of taking the leaves from the different plants, also the spices, which is most commonly placed in our country. And they are using in different medicinal importance. They are using in the cosmetic industry. They are using in the medical profession as well. So basically theme is to introduce the most important and very peculiar type of the properties which is used, which is present naturally by the grace of Allah in the aloe vera. You are already well aware this aloe vera, because most of the person who have the likeness of the gardening in their home, so maybe the plant is present inside their home. So we also called it as a wonder plant. So why we called it as a wonder plant? Because every unique thing or every that particular thing which comes and having the history, which is having a long history, they have some sort of thing. So it's very minute amount of history, although its history there is an interruption in the university net continuously due to power failure. I am very much sorry about that. So let's start again with the continuation of that particular seminar. So I'm talking about just the importance and the wonder plant. So health and beauty, medicinal and skincare properties has had introduced since 6,000 year BC. So here you can say that how much importance of this plant uh, as far as their history is concerned. So applications of the several cultures for millennia, India, Egypt, Greece, Rome, China. So these are all well aware about its importance, and they are using that particular plant in the ancient Egyptian previous time. And in that time of era, they are using that particular the gel or their material of that particular plant in the form of clay tablets. and described aloe as a useful in curing some sort of infections. That infections may be the viral one, that infections may be bacterial one. So it is antibacterial property it has. It is showing us that it has the containing the antibacterial activity. So treating also the skin problems, and as very much important, play a very important role, a person or the animal having some sort of constipation. So with the constituents, with a specific dose, with a very sampling type of dose, you are very much, this medicine is very much familiar with the laxative effect. So it is some sort of, so about the plant is as for Liliaceae, there is a Liliaceae family that is basically the shrubby, or basically some definition, or you can say the anatomy of the plant, and it is present worldwide, not a specific area. But India is found in Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra, and Tamil Nadu. In Pakistan, they are present very much common in the Punjab area, because it requires some sort of the dry or soil area, because it contains, or it has a property to retain the water. So some little bit about the anatomical structure of the plant. If some person or the researcher or the students that have some interest to evaluate the plant, that what type of plant is it? So it is a base and percent water. That is the important thing, that it retains the water. So it means that it does not need any sort of external water requirement, although it needs some sort of external, but it has the ability, sorry, it has the ability inside that it contains 99% of water. Rest of the important amino acids, lipids, sterols, and most importantly, again, the vitamins. That takes the tap and contains the anthraquinones. That particular anthraquinones we will discuss in detail later on. Anthraquinones and glycoside, that is basically for its laxative effect. Anthraquinones and quantity without any sampling of the quantity may lead to the toxicity to the animals, toxicity to the human beings as well. We will discuss it later on. And the outer thick layer having the 15 to 20 cells called as a rind, which has protective function and synthesis carbohydrates and proteins inside the rind, a vascular bundle that is responsible for transportation, such as water and starch film. These are the, it is some sort of diagrammatic view of the aloe vera berry produces a yellow flower different from the non-edible variety. This variety is the edible variety, and most importantly, it is used inside the home for different cosmetic products. The next variety that is called as aloe vera chinensis produces the orange flower, which is different from the edible variety. It is a non-edible variety. It is its leaf contains some sort of brownish or the bluish tinge. The border of the 3 to 4 centimeter long leaf contains a bluish tinge. That is a differential point. If someone that particular species, so this Chinese produce orange flowers. However, the aloe vera, that is the main species. This is the properties of edible. It is not edible. So make sure it is another species. And one thing that I must quote over here, that more than 6 aloe vera that is available worldwide. It is not possible for a shorter period of time to produce each and everything. However, in the forest or in a very light garden, you can see these sort of aloe vera species, that is aloe hexapetala, aloe marotheri, flowered aloe, these are some sort of species. Now come to the core of that particular presentation, and that is the basically the chemical constituents which is used against the therapy in subjects. So I having, but very specifically, if I can define the single liner of that particular aloe vera, it is hepatoprotective, it is the antioxidant, it is ameliorative agent for certain metal toxicity. It has the antibiotic activities there. It is the anti-inflammatory. So these are the very, very minute type of constituents, that is vitamins, enzymes, minerals, sugar, lignins, saponins, and salicylic acid, which is act as an anti-inflammatory agents, and also the amino acids. So let's one by one, we have described some sort of this thing on the basis of those ingredients which are present over there. It contains vitamin E, which are carotene, C and E, which is an antioxidants. It also contains vitamin B12, folic acid, choline, and you are well aware about that, and it is very important for the students if they are listening to me, that antioxidant neutralizes the free radicals. You have already go through in the general pathology course. Enzymes, lot of enzymes, cellulase, lipase, peroxidase, so bradykinins, phosphatase, so help to reduce the excessive inflammatory reactions. So the inflammation is a process, the pathologist or the technicians or the clinicians well aware about the mechanism of the inflammation, how it occurs, what are the stages of the inflammation. So it helps to reduce the inflammation. In the ancient time, our ancestors told us about that the gel of that particular aloe vera is used to treat the level 1 or level 2 arthritis. So in that time, they rubbed the particular gel on the knee roll, and on the some side, after few minutes or the few hours, they have sort of soothing effect. So soothing effects is because of these peroxidases, bradykinases. It helps to reduce the minerals in the form of calcium, chromium, copper, selenium, magnesium. So these are essential for the proper functioning of the various enzymes. As you are well aware about that, even the WBCs require vitamins to ensure the of phagocytosis, because everyone knows that if the immune cell, they have not the energy they're not taking the energy from the body, so they cannot respond very quickly. Then we have the sugars, which is also very much important, the monosaccharides, then anthraquinone. It is very important product in that laxative. Then we have the fatty acid, 4-plant steroid, cholesterol, beta actions over there. Hormones, even they have some sort of hormones that help in the wound healing. The others 20 of the 22 humans required amino acids. 7 of the 8 essential amino acids that are very much present in there. Also contain salicylic acid, again anti-inflammatory property, antibacterial. Lignin is an inert substance which includes in the topical preparations, enhances preventive effect of the other ingredients into the skin. Saponins, that are soapy substance, form about the 3% of that, and they have the antibacterial, antiseptic properties. On the basis of these properties, on the basis of these ingredients, let's talk about the mechanisms of the action. One must know, or specifically the students who have the performed in the MSc or the PhD level, that what is the reason to decrease of those ingredients, how they act in the wound healing, what are the mechanism of those ingredients against the wound healing, against the anti-cancerous properties, against the inflammatory properties, how the ingredients that are used by in the cosmetic processes. So let's start with that particular mechanism of action. Very quick in that particular process. The healing properties, number one, the glucomannan, a mannose-rich polysaccharides, how they act with that, interact with the growth factor receptor on the fibroblast. And you are well aware about what is the role of fibroblast. And fibroblast basically the cells which are helping in the wound healing. They form a meshwork of the substance with the help of the other cells and the collagen fibers. So how they act? They by stimulating its activity and proliferation, which in turn significantly increases the collagen synthesis. And by doing this, the after topical and oral aloe vera. However, aloe vera gel not increase collagen contents. Most important thing is that, but also change the collagen composition. More type 3. A person which have importance or they are knowing about the healing process, so they must aware that there are some sort of collagen types, type 1, type 2, type 3. So aloe vera basically change the collagen composition, and more type 3 of the collagens they are there, and increase in the degree breaking strength of the results of the scar tissue. It means increase the healing and increase synthesis of the hyaluronic acid also there, that causes the granulation tissue of the healing wound following the oral or the topical treatment. That has been reported over there. So how much importance in the healing, and that healing of the external healing, not inside of the internal type of the wound which have some sort of thing. So if the some person is injured inside and we are using the aloe vera based medicine, then it is okay. But however, if externally we can use in the wound healing, minor wound healing, also wound have a different stages of first degree wound, second degree or third degree. So there are other thing. Then effects on the skin, which is very much important, exposure to the UV and the gamma radiations. So aloe vera gel has been reported to have the protective effect against the radiation and the damage to the skin. So that is why the cosmetic industry or these products of the aloe vera gel is very much popular in our community, our female community. The aloe vera, they are present naturally inside our body, and their role as a scavenger cells that help to reduce that particular sorry free radical injury. However, its production or its dissociation power is increased by the using of the aloe vera gel. It reduces the production and release of the skin keratinocyte derived from the immunosuppression cytokine. So however, that is why it decreases the immunosuppressive anti-inflammatory agent. Aloe vera inhibits the cyclooxygenase pathway, and that is very much important to reduce the prostaglandin E2 production from arachidonic acid, which is a key core of the inflammation. Recently, the novel anti-inflammatory compound called C-glucosyl chrome was isolated from the gel extract. That is very much important. Then we have the last, and I'm discussing that product in the previous slides. They're present in the latex. That is mean in the gel. Intestinal water content stimulates the mucus secretion and increases the intestinal peristalsis. So that is a very short mechanism how the constipation release, how the animal or the human being, if they have the constipation, so they release due to this mechanism. Anthraquinone allowing inactivates the various invalid viruses such as the herpes simplex, varicella zoster, and even the influenza, which is very much common in the previous 2 to 3 months. The influenza is very much taken up by the human side, and it destroys the respiratory system almost of the kids and also the adult one. Moisturizing and anti-aging effect focus for that particular females too. So all always I recommended that if it means that that is formed in some of the local areas, so it cannot affect properly. So it containing the mucopolysaccharides, helping the binding the moisture into the skin, allows stimulate the fibroblast, which produces the collagen and elastin fiber, making the skin more elastic and less wrinkled. It also has cohesive effects on the superficial flaking epidermal cell. So वो जो झुर्रियां basically, वो जो झुर्रियों की बात होती है कि वो जो झुर्रियां पड़ जाती हैं after some sort of minor injury, some sort of major injuries in the female or the males in the after 60s or 50s, also that वो जो process है वो चलना तो होता है, लेकिन वो थोड़ा सा prolong कर देती है due to its anti-aging property. It means that. Then most important again, the antiseptic effect, leucol, salicylic acid, nitrogen, cinnamic acid, phenols and sulfur, inhibit reaction against the fungi and the bacteria and the viruses. So these are the some sort of important therapeutic uses. So everyone knows that everything other than homeopathic medicine, which is when we call it as a drug, when we call it as an external substance, whether there is a natural substance or there is the chemical substance, they have definitely the adverse effect. And every excess of everything is bad. Most commonly, if I called it as so. It is safe for the external use. Redness, burning, sensation, and really generalized dermatitis in sensitive individuals. Oh, these are, sorry, the references I could not find that. Allergic reactions are almost due to the anthracoins, such as the aloin or barbican. So excessively, if we use that particular thing excessively, then definitely it will cause a serious threat to the human beings as well as the animals. So laxative effect may cause the electrolytic imbalance, because when the intestinal motility is so increased, so that is why this low potassium level is there. So you cannot control the motility of intestine when you take the laxative effect. इसकी example आप ऐसे भी ले सकते हैं कि हम वो कहते हैं कि तरबूज के ऊपर से पानी नहीं पिया करते कि वो जो है ना वो डायरिया लग जाता है, वो इसलिए कि तरबूज जो है वाटरमेलन जो ऑलरेडी रिच इन वाटर कंटेंट्स, वो है कि सारा का सारा पानी, and plus these type of laxative properties in the watermelon that will cause the increase in the motility of the intestine by lowering the potassium level over there. So that is why. So this aloe vera has some sort of property, although all adverse effects were reversible when we remove that particular dose in the animal or the human beings. So aloe vera was generally very well tolerated. It is recommended that the aloe product should not be used internally during pregnancy, very much important as far as the animals or the human beings are concerned, or lactation period by the woman on the human side, and by the person suffering from the abdominal pain, appendicitis, or the intestinal obstruction. That is a different thing compared with, if you compared it with the constipation, it's very different. The appendicitis, intestinal obstruction, and the abdominal pain, that is quite a different thing. So you must differentiate with the constipation. Then the last part of, is the ameliorative. Sorry for the interruption. ये students जो हैं मेरा ख्याल अपना mic बंद करें please. Thank you very much. Ameliorative properties of the aloe vera gel. First of all, it is I'm very thankful to our university that I have won the project from the ORIC, and that is the therapeutic application of the aloe vera on the basis of all the knowledge what I have. Aloe vera barbadensis Myler, that is the extract to the ameliorative effect of toxic effect of the arsenic in broilers, because arsenic is a metalloid, it is a ubiquitous metal, and that is provided inside in the water very in high quantity, and by the using of that particular water in the veterinary field spells a serious threat to the production of the broilers, because I use that particular experimental model. So I use the broiler chicks in to found that particular therapeutic effect of the aloe vera. The project is ongoing. some of the data is showing us about the increase in the body weight. The group which we have used the aloe vera gel or the extract of the aloe vera, they have the better properties compared with the group in which we use the arsenic. Other most important, there are list available according to the nature of that particular plant, the working nature. So influence of the drinking water containing aloe vera gel on the growth, fermentation, macroflora, and humoral response of the umbrella. That is another study which is already done in the Pakistan. And also the coccidiosis, which is important in the economic impact of the Pakistani poultry industry. So coccidiosis can be treated with the help of by using the aloe vera gel. So at the end of my presentation, I conclude that the intensive scientific experimentation and the investigation valuable medicinal agent to promote it large scale cultivation, because there are different species. I don't know about the properties of the different species or the Chinese on which basis someone called it as a non-edible and on which basis we call it as a edible. So when we work on it, is might be helpful for us to. Aloe vera industry urgently needs reliable testing protocols to remove the toxicity, to ensure the toxic level. There definitely there is a level in which the cells react time by time, and then ultimately if the quantity is above that particular level, so it destroys all the physiological process of the human beings, plants, as well as human beings or the animals. So the product claims must be tested by intensive clinical regulator authorities to build consumer confidence and to ensure the safety of the aloe vera products. So these are the references, and that's end from the my side. The topic is open for this discussion. Over to you, Dr. Farooq Saab. Ji, sir. Am I audible, sir? Am I audible, sir? Any question, queries? Hello, am I audible to?
Dr. Sun, thank you.
Sir.
Now I can hear you. I hope you can also hear me. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now I am hearing you.
Okay,
yes, sir.
you.
Hello. I am hearing you, sir. You are audible to me, sir.
Okay, thank you. The house is now open for question and answers. If anybody has questions, you can raise your questions now. If there are no questions, then I would like to thank you. Thanks to Dr. Zishan Ahmed for delivering a very interesting and informative lecture on the subject. And I also thank
you very much, sir.
Yeah, I'm also thankful to all the participants for sparing time to attend this seminar. So our next seminar would again be on Thursday at 2 p.m. Till then, Allah Hafiz.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Allah Hafiz.